First stop on the Rick Steves tour. This is St. Mary's Abbey in the northern part of York, inside the Abbey walls, and this was torn down by Henry VIII during the dissolution of the monasteries. All that remains, these foundations here, and then a few walls on the other side that are still standing. William Rufus, the son of William the Conqueror, tried to make amends for his father by building a great church in York, and this is, the foundations were here, and then this church dates really to the 13th century, or to this main power to the 13th century, and its main height of magnificence and beauty, and being the great cathedral that it was, or the great abbey that it was. It would have been a really long, narrow church going all the way down. That's what's left of the west wall along that side, and then you can see the point, or where the arch is where the transept would have been. This would have been the central tower of the church right here. There's nothing there anymore. Got some type of event going on in the garden. Got 3 howitzers out here ready for probably a 21 gun salute, maybe? No, 3 gun salute. Got the military down there ready for the salute. Everybody's gathering in the back. So this salute today with all these people here, this is celebrating the 1-year ascension to the throne of King Charles III. There's 14 of these salutes going on across the country right now.
Good morning, Dame Julie. Good morning, Colonel. Dame Julie, please may I have the honour of escorting you both on parade for the firing of today's 21 gun salute. Dame Julie.
Saluting troop! General, salute! Will fire a 21 gun salute on the occasion of His Majesty King Charles III's ascension to the throne. Fire mission! Take post!
Any second now. Gotta do it right at noon. Right, that was a real treat today, a surprise. Nothing's amazing what happens when it's not planned. At least for you, we had no idea. All right, that was a real treat. So that was just in hindsight here, that was to mark the 1-year anniversary of the Ascension of King Charles. It would also have been the same day that Elizabeth died. But very cool, 21 gun salute. Very nice, yeah. So this is the medieval wall built on top of the Roman wall. So the Roman wall is kind of marked by the red brick line. They would build that line of brick through the middle. It's like served a structural purpose, but it's very unique to the Roman walls in England. And then on top, you can kind of see where the brick changes. That's where they built the later periods would have built on top of the Roman walls. This part is called the multi-angular tower. Probably was the base for a catapult that would have sat on top to protect this corner of the city walls. Now the Romans typically would build like a rectangular wall. It looked like a deck of cards almost, or a single card from a deck. And so it would be real straight lines. You can almost tell that imprint on any of the walled cities in England. You'll find that. And then there was a series of buildings that they built in almost every place. You'd have kind of a central area for governance. You'd have places, barracks for troops. You would have temples for places of worship. You might have other alternate buildings like baths and things like that. King's Manor right here was originally the home of the abbot of St. Mary's, but in the 1500s, after the dissolution of the monasteries, Henry VIII actually stayed here. It was rebuilt for the Great Northern Progress and for a place for him to stay. And this actually, the whole grounds of St. Mary's was full of like 3,000 people who were here for the progress. The Great Northern Progress was a way for King Henry VIII to show his strength. Yorkists that still supported the York claim to the throne led to lots of problems. And what made it worse, after the dissolution of the monasteries, the Catholics in the north kept thoughts of revolt. So that Great Northern Progress, staying in here, the St. Mary's Abbey in the background, would have filled this whole ground with this huge display of power from Henry VIII coming up from London. If you like this content, let me know by hitting the like button and subscribing.